All right, welcome back To Be Fair, a podcast hosted by, well, that's Aaron, and that's me. And of course, we're here with the lovely Lisa. How you doing, Lisa Forstall?
Hey, I'm doing good. It's almost my birthday.
Oh my God, it's birthday month for sure, isn't it?
Hmm. Yes, yes, sir.
um, yeah, so we're trucking right into season 2 of To Be Fair, aren't we? I think most of it so far has been a 4-episode story arc talking about Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which we recorded for 2 hours one night. And
And it
now,
was amazing.
yeah, and we split into 4 episodes. And that kind of kept our season flowing pretty well.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's been nice to really have the schedule that we've been doing in the recording this year. Last year
Yeah.
was so chaotic, but I mean, it was a chaotic year, so it gave us the opportunity to just play around with recording, and now we're kind of trying to be more professional about it.
Yes. More organized.
Yeah. You know what I'm really sad is that, okay, so my cup.
It's amazing.
Okay, so you can read it even though it's backwards.
It's not backwards on my screen.
Oh, it's mirroring me then. Okay, so.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's okay. I can read backwards. I'm super multi-talented
Yeah. So
or
damn,
whatever.
now I got to show off my new water cup.
I love it.
I mean, it's how I've been feeling a lot lately.
Same.
Adulting is so hard. Podcasting is hard.
It is.
I will say that I did not really think that through so much when starting this podcast. I didn't think about how much work was actually going to go into putting this together. I mean, I did. Don't get me wrong. I didn't think it was just going to be an easy breezy walk through the park, but I didn't really factor in like, oh my gosh, I have to take the time to get the episodes uploaded. I have to take the time to get them properly titled. I have to get them properly advertised and put out there. And I mean, I'm just pushing to see like to get the listenership, and it's a lot of work, and to not really have an idea of where I sit out there in the media world is really
Right.
tough. It's really tough.
That's why I'm the sidekick.
Yeah, it's fine. You're the sidekick. I know. I love it. At the same time, sometimes I do get to that point. I'm like, did I bite off more than I can chew? And part of me is like, maybe I should just quit now while I'm not ahead. But
Ooh.
I know I have this problem where I can't give up. I don't give up easily. And that's a good thing. Don't get me wrong, but it's also a curse in so many ways too.
Oh, I completely understand. And you know a lot about my current situation or story.
Yep.
I don't want
Yeah.
to call it a situation. And so I get the not giving up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a blessing and a curse, sometimes in the same day.
I'm not great at giving up on people. I'm not great at giving up on myself, even though I'll probably give up on myself before I would give up on another person.
Oh, yeah.
But I yeah, so I've been struggling a lot lately. I mean, most people that have been seeing my social media posts have probably seen that it's been rough. I started new medications. Back in October, I started an anti-anxiety medication, Lyrica, known as, and that has really helped with my anxiety. I know I don't bite my nails really anymore, so I'm able to paint
Wow.
them. Yeah, I literally for most of my life that as much far back as I can remember, I used to bite my fingernails down to the skin, and I would literally like tear my fingers apart, and they'd bleed all the time.
Yeah, when I get super anxious if my nails are long, I peel them all. And this last time I peeled them all the way down to the tips of my fingers. And then it gets that piece that like tears off. And it's just, ugh.
Yeah.
I feel you.
But I haven't bit them and chewed on them. I still kind of pick at them sometimes, but not as much as I used to like just tear them.
Right.
So that's been kind of a nice blessing, is that I noticing the little things that my anxiety used to cause.
Hmm.
And I then last month started an antidepressant, well known as Zoloft.
Hmm.
He put me on 50 milligrams for the month, and I just met with him last week, and we decided to up it to 100 milligrams. So I just started the 100 milligram dosage tonight, actually.
Good for you. I've been on Zoloft forever. Well,
Yeah.
sertraline, whatever. Yeah, I've been on it for years.
Yeah, sertraline is what it is. Zoloft is the brand name, like
Right.
the popular name. But yeah, I probably should have been on these like for a long time, but I,
You're on them now. It's all that matters.
yeah. So it's right now they're still kind of figuring out how to work in my body and get my brain going to the way it is. And so it's been a rough week lately. And the last month has been pretty rough as I've started introducing that medication into my body. So yeah. But one of the things we're here to talk about in this episode, especially, is most people that follow this podcast or follow me on any social media have noticed something in the last few months, mostly in how I spell my first name. And I felt that this was my platform to explain that, because it's not a vanity thing. I mean, yeah, you got to be a little bit vain to change the spelling of your name, I suppose. But for purposes of what it is I want to explain that I not only decided on this name change spelling for a reason of identity. And most people know that I'm a gay person, but it's more than that to me. It's more than a sexual orientation for me with where it comes from when it comes to my identity. And I have such a strong femininity to my being, considerably more powerful than the masculinity that should be a part of my everyday life, I suppose, which I used to try to hide and keep pushed down. And it was tough because I obviously always had effeminate mannerisms, but a lot of times I could keep that inner diva from coming out, that like inner, yes, work, slay all day.
Is it more of a gender neutral spelling for you?
Well, and here's the thing is that, so because of that, I was, I don't have a problem, and I don't feel that I was born in the wrong body or gender or assigned the wrong gender at birth. It's not that I feel that, but I do feel that there's a part of me that is a lot more feminine than some other gay men might have. And, but I don't identify as female.
Right.
But I don't like being limited to male.
Sure.
And so for me, and it's not for the rest of the world, it's not for the rest of my friends or family, whatever they want to think or whatever they see me as is whatever. I just want to be able to feel comfortable for myself. And so for me, I want to be able to express myself in my own way. And part of that is...
Sorry.
That was great. That was great.
I thought that they could only see me if I was talking.
I like it though, your face. It's just like...
I look like I got caught doing something wrong.
Oh, okay, so anyway.
All right. My apologies.
So being that it took me so long to finally really accept that femininity as part of myself rather than as a cancerous tumor that needed to be removed, I finally felt more myself than ever when I was realizing that it's okay that I want to maybe wear a dress sometimes or wear feminine clothing, if you will.
Yeah.
Clothing that is meant to be worn by women. I want to be able to introduce into my wardrobe slowly and surely. And the fingernails, I mean, a lot of people bring up, but I will tell you, I'm seeing a lot more guys, a lot more. And I think cisgendered, heterosexual males, I'm seeing a lot, especially on TikTok with painted nails, if you're not noticing. Yeah.
Oh, I have, yeah. And it's not just a goth thing.
Yeah. And
or
it's
grunge
like
or emo, whatever, like it was in the 90s.
Yeah, when I see guys with nail polish now, I don't even it does not even click to think that they might be a gay person because now it's just so normal that it's just something that people do now.
Right.
Like I haven't, yeah. And sometimes it's only a few, like a couple fingernails. Like it might just be a couple.
Yeah.
It's such a weird trend. So, but there's so much more to it. And I'd love to have a whole episode where we talk just about my gender identity. But basically I like to consider myself queer, gender queer, non-gender conforming, non-binary. But there's so many ways to try and say that. So I just like to consider myself as a queer person. But people are still kind of iffy about accepting the word queer into their lingo, which doesn't bother me because if you understand LGBT history and the word in that, how it can be used is properly.
I was gonna say it's always had such a negative connotation.
So identifying as genderqueer is probably the best way to put it. But when it comes to a sexual orientation, because I do present as male, I do consider myself a gay man.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so like I would be in a relationship with another gay man, but that other gay man is going to have to really understand who I am as a person. So
I feel like the gay man that you're with, you guys are going to be like the couple from Modern Family.
Oh dear God.
Let's think about it.
Yeah, I know, but I haven't figured out which one I'll be.
Oh, you're definitely not the calm one. You're what's his name? I don't know their names. The bigger guy, very dramatic.
Yeah, I would probably be Cameron. That's not even a question.
Right.
Never be able to coach football though. But so when it came to an identity that came with a name also, I feel that with the name Aaron, there's always a gender identity marker with how it's spelled, even though Aaron, which is the one I was given, is a Hebrew name and not really gender specific, but it has consistently been given to boys, whereas the spelling of Erin, which is the Irish spelling of the name, to have a whole different meaning as well, is commonly consistently used for girls.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I have a name that has a gender specific spelling, and it just kind of bugged me. It just bugged me. And it was one of those things that just made me feel uncomfortable. And so for a long time, one time I just finally started figuring out a different fun way to spell the name. And I used to make a joke that I was going to spell it Ehryn, just to be really silly.
I love it.
And then all of a sudden one day I just kind of decided to do it, like not as a joke anymore. I was like, why not? So I changed the spelling on Facebook.
Are you going to legally change it?
I haven't decided yet.
Okay.
I haven't decided if it's that important to me that it needs to be a legal document thing, or if it just is part of, like, I can use the other spelling as legal documents for everything like that. And this is my name. The spelling.
That's true.
I don't know if I need to make it legally binding. So anyway, and it's really been kind of nice because my new job where I work, they have been very supportive and have actually changed all the spelling of everything for my work purposes to that spelling.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't even ask; they just did.
That's incredible.
And they know that legally how it's spelled is on all my files and paperwork and everything, but they allow me to use that without any question. And it's really nice. It's very nice to have people that work there that let you do that. And that was
are the police coming to get you?
Oh, you heard that?
That's couple times I've heard it now.
So I live right on, that hill when it's Pekegama Avenue, and a lot of people here in Grand Rapids call it Hamburger Hill. Story for another time. But so it's the hill that goes up to Country Kitchen from by the river. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
I had to say Country Kitchen because I know you and I used to meet up there a lot.
Yeah, it's a good landmark for me.
Yeah, so there it's also it's the main drag through Grand Rapids.
Well, that's just like out our front. We've got the jets and the cops and the ambulances and.
Oh my God, I love that you said the jets. I thought you were going to say, we've got the jets and we've got the sharks. There's going to be a gang fight right outside.
Oh my God.
And it's going to be well choreographed too.
Yes, it's going to be Hermantown story.
Oh my God. I cannot wait for the West Side Story movie. It's coming out, I think Christmas now, but
yeah.
Gonna be good. The new
I don't know. April 16th, Mortal Kombat comes out, so I'm pretty stoked about that.
I saw the trailer, and I don't know if I'm emotionally connected to it yet.
Well, it's Mortal Kombat, so that's.
I liked the movies from when we were kids. I liked those ones.
Well, I've played all the video games.
And I played the video games. I know the characters very well, but I don't know. I just don't know if I'm excited for this one or not. But right. I'll probably see it. And isn't it going to be on HBO Max?
Yeah, and in theaters also.
Yeah, well, I love a good movie theater. Trust me. I actually almost thought about going to a movie today. I want to see that Chaos Walking with Tom Holland and Daisy Ridley.
Yes. Oh, that looks really good.
You can read her thoughts or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
There's another one coming out with Melissa McCarthy and Octavia Spencer.
Oh yeah, that looks really
good. Netflix one.
Yeah, it's coming to Netflix. That looks really good. The Thunder Force or something.
Yeah. Yes.
Melissa McCarthy and Octavia Spencer used to be part of like an improv comedy group before they were both.
Oh.
Yeah. While Melissa McCarthy was doing Gilmore Girls.
Okay.
Yeah. Before she was Melissa McCarthy,
Right.
There's a movie that she's in right now on HBO Max called Super Intelligence. I haven't watched it yet, but I should. Yeah. So, also, do you know that Melissa McCarthy is going to be playing Ursula in the live-action Little Mermaid?
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God! I hope they don't screw it up.
There's a lot of drama behind that, and that's a story for another time too. But Ariel has been cast, and it's a young African-American woman.
That's cool.
And it's funny because so much drama came up. Like, no, she's white. Ariel was white. Ariel. And then everyone's like, Ariel's a fish.
Right.
Like, Ariel's not real.
Oh my God. Ariel's a fish. Well, it's just like all the negativity about Will Smith being the genie.
Oh yeah. He was blue.
Right?
He was blue.
And a cartoon.
But but it's only because those people that they don't want it to be changed from what they saw as a child, and I get that. Like we saw, I remember Little Mermaid was one of the first movies I remember seeing in the movie theater. And I went with my grandpa and my little brother, I believe. and it was glorious. It was just one of the most beautiful things I can remember seeing, was seeing the Little Mermaid, seeing her swimming in her little cavern of human stuff.
Yes.
Well, do you know who's gonna be?
Aw.
You know who's gonna be the voice of Scuttle?
Oh
Are
my
you
God.
familiar? Are you familiar with the comedian Aquafina?
I don't believe I am.
Yeah, look her up. She is hilarious, and she's gonna be Scuttle. Yeah.
Oh, that's fabulous.
I love that this conversation on the podcast turned into like all that. Anyway, we'll have to have a whole live action movie thing talk sometime too.
Agreed.
But say I just really wanted to explain the spelling of my name in that sense, why I came up with it, where it came from, and how it actually escalated to become such an important thing for me. I guess I didn't really realize how important it was to me until I started seeing people actually respectfully use it with me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I'm, yeah, I don't,
It took a while for me to get used to typing it
sure.
or whatever, but then I was like, oh, this is really cool. I like it.
And another thing I want people to know, when it comes to the gender identity thing and the non-binary, most people try to think that pronouns that are best suited for people like me are them, they, their. And I'm totally down with that. And yes, that is my go-to, how I'd love pronouns to be used. But even as I am human and will make mistakes, even misgendering another person sometimes, and assuming a gender, I don't expect anyone to just automatically know that I need them to identify me as a them, they, their, because like that's a lot of pressure to put on society all in one big
Mm-hmm.
thing. And so this whole talk, when we talk about pronouns and how most people are getting resistant to the idea because it's being pushed so hardcore and in such a like aggressive manner, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't get offended easily by if somebody still calls me a he.
Well, I called you sir right at the
Yeah.
beginning of this conversation.
Yeah, anything
yes,
that is,
sir.
and I'm not offended if somebody calls me ma'am. Like somebody on the phone one time sometimes calls me ma'am because I come across as female on the phone. Somebody else's perception is whatever it is, and I'm
Yeah.
okay with that, as long as it's not anything that's offensive, you know. So that's pretty much it for me. Is the everything that I identify as for myself is for myself and for people around me that, you know, respect me enough to respect that. So,
Right.
Yeah, but it doesn't need to be a thing everywhere where somebody must continuously make sure that they are treating me with the respect that I'm entitled to as a member of the LGBTQ plus. Yeah, I want the respect as a human being.
Right. You don't need aggressive respect, though.
Yeah,
Just
I don't.
respect.
Yeah, I don't need to be, but I don't want to be hated because I'm a member of the LGBTQ plus. But I don't need to be loved for it either.
You just have to be. You just want to be.
Correct. Acceptance is all we ask for.
Yes.
So, how's your week been?
Good. Friday. Let me elaborate. Friday, Houston bought a big can of Monster, the one with the twist off cap.
Oh,
And you know when you open it, it goes
yes.
that noise. He decided that he was going to put the cap back on and shake it once.
Oh no.
He was in the back seat of my car.
Oh no.
He hit the windshield when he opened the cap.
Oh dear.
Oh, it was. I got mad for a split second, but then I was like, whatever. Being mad is not going to change the fact that I have Monster all over my car. And I told, I was just like, whatever. You just have to clean out my car. So that was like the big thing this weekend.
I made some toxic choices this last week. Not really proud of. Still not feeling like they were that they're not valid. Like, I think that they're valid. I don't know if I'm proud of how I chose to behave because of it.
I apologize for walking around. I need to check on my brownies. They smell good. I'm sorry, Aaron.
It's just, I love that somehow, like, I wish that I hope we get more entertained audience members only because of what kind of situation you'll be involved in.
Yeah, I apologize. I'm all over the place. I'm cooking brownies, and we can't have burnt brownies. Anybody who listens understands that.
You don't want burnt brownies.
No. Yeah. Burnt chocolate is a sin.
Yeah.
So I apologize.
It's cool. It's cool.
Welcome to my life. It's always cool. Something.
Nobody hates you. Nobody hates you.
I know. And if they do, that's okay too.
It is what it is.
Yeah. I know I'm the villain in someone's story.
Always.
And if it's about brownies, you know, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know. I guess it's been an interesting week. We are getting much closer to that. I think I really want to have a reunion episode of the Panic Diaries, and
that would be fun.
I think I would like to get Mike onto an episode here soon to share.
That would be great. I feel like he's an elusive creature.
Yeah, he's been having a pretty interesting time lately. Yeah, we were supposed to get drinks today. Didn't happen.
I could go for a drink.
Right. But yes, anyway,
thank you.
Thank you everyone for tuning in to Be Fair podcast hosted by moi. This is Aaron, spelled EHRYN. That is all you need to know now. And Lisa, thank you again for joining us like you do.
Always. Yes. Always. Welcome to my chaos. Thanks for listening, and thanks for making it to the end, even though I'm a little ridiculous.